Hello all you beautiful people, how you doing today? This is Lava Temptress and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome, hi! So today we're going to be talking about another Humble bundle that just came out. This one is a books bundle. The Ultimate Python Bookshelf by Packt. So, well, it's books all about Python. Yep. All different kinds of books about Python. So, Humble has valued it at $999 worth of awesome stuff. However, I did come up with a very different amount. As always, I have it broken down as far as how much each book is and how much each tier is actually worth. This time I did have a very different and less amount than what they have here. With our book bundles, as usual, this one is DRM free, which just means, well, you can have them at your different devices at the same time. So think your computer, laptop, tablet, phone, all the different places. And that's where the multi-format comes in. So today they're in PDF, MOBI, and EPUB files. And that just means, depending on if you're reading it on a certain app or whatever, then that's where those come in, so it can read them properly. And of course, PDF is read pretty much anywhere. If you already know what you want, you can click here to get the bundle, or down below after we get down to it. And if you need to come back for any reason, don't forget to hit the reminder bell, because it'll send you an email to remind you before the bundle's over. Alright, so as usual, our first tier is $8. So today our tiers are $1, $10, and $18. What does the tiers mean? Whichever tier you purchase, you will get everything above it. So the top one today is $18, so you'd get everything on the page. Our middle tier is $10, so you'd get the $10 tier plus the $1 tier, or you can just pay $1 and get the $1 tier. All right, first of all, we have the Python workshop. Now, on each of these, you can get a little bit of a PDF preview or read a little bit more, hear about what it's worth. But you can also click on this little link here. You'll know it's the link when it turns into the little hand. And you can check on the manufacturer's website to also get a little bit more information on it. But here's what I have for you is the short breakdown. So the Python workshop, this one is normally $29.19 and it was published November 2019. Next we have the Statistics and Calculus with Python workshop. This one is normally $26.41 and it was published August 2020. Next we have Web Development with Django and Cookbook. Excuse me. And this one is normally $27.99 and was published February 2021, so not very long ago. All right, but that brings our first tier for just $1 that you're going to pay, but it's actually worth $83.59. Then we have our $10 tier, which we get 5 more books. So again, same way to see all the information as all these are. So the next one, hands-on exploratory data analysis with Python. This one is normally $29.99 and it was published March 2020. Next we have the hands-on machine learning with scikit-learn and scientific Python toolkits. This one is normally $27.99 and it was published July 2020. Next, we have Django 3 by Example. It is a 3rd edition, and it is normally $34.99 and was published March 2020. Next, we have the Python Automation Cookbook. It is a 2nd edition, and it is normally $27.99 and was published May 2020. And last in this tier, we have hands-on genetic algorithms with Python. It is normally $29.19 and it was published January 2020. So that brings our total so far for tier 1 and 2. For just $10, you're going to get $232.94 worth of awesome stuff. So next up, we have our 3rd tier today, which is $18, which also means you will get everything if you purchase this tier. All right, so first of all, we have Python Data Cleaning Cookbook. This one is normally $31.99 and was published December 2020. Next, we have Deep Reinforcement Learning with Python. It is a second edition, and it is normally $29.19 and it was published September 2020. Next up, we have Data Engineering with Python. This one is normally $29.19 and published October 2020. Next up is Modern Python Cookbook. This one is normally $34.99 and published July 2020. Then we have Applying Math with Python. This one is normally $20.99 and published July 2020. Next up is Python Image Processing Cookbook. This one is normally $31.99 and published April 2020. Then we have the Python Feature Engineering Cookbook. That one's kind of a mouthful. That one's normally $27.99 and published January 2020. Next up, we have Practical Python Programming for LOT, IoT, I don't know. It is normally $27.99 and published November 2020. Next up, we have Python Algorithmic Trading Cookbook. It is normally $33.36 and published August 2020. Next up, we have Applied Computational Thinking with Python. It is normally $27.99 and published November 2020. Next up, we have Hands-on Python Natural Language Processing. This one is normally $29.19 and published June 2020. Then we have the Hands-on Simulation Modeling with Python. This one is normally $27.99 and published July 2020. Then we have Mastering Python Networking. This is a third edition. It is normally $37.53 and it was published January 2020. Next up, we have the Artificial Intelligence with Python. It is a second edition. It is normally $37.53 and published January 2020. Next up, we have Python for Finance Cookbook. This one is normally $29.19 and published January 2020. And last, we have Learn Quantum Computing with Python and IBM Quantum Experience. This one is normally $27.99 and published September 2020. So that brings our grand total to $718.03, which, as you can tell, is very, very much different than the $999 that Humble said it was worth. There's probably certain factors in there. It's probably whatever Packt valued it at, but that is actually what I came up with if you go and try to purchase each one of these. So, now I do recommend, if you click on any of these, I do recommend going to Packt, because if you look around, they actually have some free books on their website also that you could get. You just have to create a free account with them. But normally what they do is they have a subscription program, and so it would be $13.89 a month. You do get the first month free, but it's $13.89 a month, and then you have access to over 7,500 plus ebooks and videos available to you. So, as always, Humble supports a charity, so today's is Doctors Without Borders and Stop AAPI Hate. Now to purchase, you're going to come down here, or unless you clicked up above, which will bring you down to here, and you're going to click on whichever one you want. Sometimes the dollar amount disappears, so if that happens, just put it in the custom amount, or if you want to pay any different amount. You'll pop up these warnings if you purchase anything other than the top tier. That's just saying that you're going to need this much more in order to receive this tier. You can purchase whichever tier you want, so don't let this steer you away. Couldn't think of the word. The add to cart is only for the Humble choice. However, you do not have to have that in order to purchase any bundle. But the Humble Choice is almost over. Today is the last day, so if you want that, and this is Monday, so if you want that, you might want to hurry up and get that for the Marches, because April's is coming out tomorrow. All right, drop down here, choose where your money goes. Comes in really handy, especially when there's multiple charities. If you want to support a certain one, that was being a pain in the butt. So you can actually move these sliders depending on, it'll tell you the amount over here that you want to pay. So if you wanted to support a different charity or whatever, you can do all that, which is kind of cool. If you want to give it as a gift, don't forget to click here and put their email in here. If you want to make it anonymous, click there because that's kind of fun. But here's where you're going to pay. So you're going to click on the pay with card, PayPal, Amazon, or Alipay, whichever one you choose to pay with. And that's it. That is all for this bundle. It is a good Python learn how to do everything bundle. But don't take my word for it. Let me know what you think, or if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you can see when all the new videos come out. And my link's down below if you choose to purchase it. I do make a little bit off of it, so thank you very much. And if not, you can always go straight to humblebundle.com. All right, until next time, this is Lava Temptress. Don't get burned. Bye!